The Furnace, Brownie. Yeah. So this is your old club and a Brownlow medalist himself and Lachie Neale, and what's to come and what to do. This is the ultimate trade furnace.
If you look at it purely from a footy and business point of view, he's not going. You say you stay. You committed to this footy club for 5 years on big money. We've now fashioned our playing list around you. We've made list decisions around you. Our salary cap's compromised because of you. And you've given great value, which is fantastic, but you're 3 years into the deal. So all of those things, I think they're absolutely within their right to dig their heels in and say, you're not going.
It was a shock when he left Fremantle. It's now a shock when he left Brisbane. It's just proven to me, though, players don't care anymore. Back when, it was a long time ago when Kane and I were finishing up, but you felt like if you had a contract, you'd honour it. Whereas the players these days will just do what they want to do. It's more of a business than ever before.
Can you see a situation, guys, where Chris Fagan might go to him and say, Lachie, give us a year. We'll meet you halfway. You've got 2 years to go. Give us a year. We are right there. We are in the window.
I honestly think he's done the wrong thing by the Brisbane Lions, Lachie Neale, to drop it on them at this time, to make this terrible announcement at a time when the club is emotionally on its knees after a heartbreaking loss, and 3 years into a 5-year deal that is probably front-ended. I mean, I just don't think he's done the right thing by the club at all.
I was shocked by, maybe one of the shockest I've been at a trade story is this, and what will be interesting is how Fremantle deal with this. They can't get sucked into paying whatever is necessary.
I would expect them, absolutely, they'll play hardball, but they understand the compassionate reasons for that, and everything that he's displayed in the 3 years there has been of a great character.
If he's to go back, well, then Brisbane need to be compensated because they gave up an arm and a leg to get him.
They did. They traded in really good faith, 6 and 22, and there was a lot of manoeuvring around that.
So they've got to get the arm or the leg back.
Very good from Jace there.
Might get both back, it'd be nice.
This has been the biggest talking point of the day. So the real or overreactions out of this? The Lions can't let him go.
Oh, I think it's an overreaction, and you know, I've got plenty of knowledge of this, talking to the people up there, but, you know, I think that there are genuine, compassionate reasons there, and, you know, Jules is pregnant, heavily pregnant. We all know the story. So I think that the Lions, ultimately, if Lachie comes into them and says, I definitely want to trade, which he hasn't expressed yet.
Yep.
You know, he's gone away to think about it. I think the Lions will try and facilitate that trade. However, it'll come at a price. It'll be a favourable deal to the Brisbane Lions. So that's where it's at. I don't think they're drawing a line in the sand and saying, no, this is setting a bad standard or bad precedent. We lost players a few years back. We've got to set this precedent. The players can't leave and break their contract. I think this is a little bit different. And as I said on that from last night, his character, everything he showed in the 3 years, everything he's displayed at the Lions, you have to take him at face value for his reasons for potentially going home.
Yep. Very good.
So, Jared, the Lions have to let him go.
Yeah, so we're aligned on this. So that's real, is if we get to the last day and he does want to go home, it's poor policy, I think, to hold players against their will. And there have been a couple that have worked, but most of them haven't. And most of all, I just don't think it's the right thing to do for your footy club. What Neale will need to do is he'll need to take some responsibility with the Dockers. He'll need to make sure the Dockers are going to negotiate in good faith. And it shouldn't be extortionate, but it should absolutely be reasonable. And I think he might need to play a broker role in that, is yes, I'm coming, but you're going to have to do the right thing because they're doing the right thing by me and letting me go. There might end up being a lot of goodwill in this. I know there's a lot of rancour around it at the moment. It might actually be quite a goodwill deal.
Yeah, that's right. We showed on the couch last night. There's plenty of big-name deals that actually worked out well. Clubs still continue on to have success. So
I'm going to get to that
obviously,
with you.
I don't want to steal your thunder there, but you know, so the Lions are in the predicament. I know this is probably a long answer to this question, but the Lions are in the predicament though of they're entering the premiership window, or they're in the premiership window, aren't they? So they go, yeah, we're going to get well compensated for Lachie Neale for draft picks, but do we need a veteran presence in there? Or do you roll the dice and try and get two of the best young midfielders in the country and just hope like hell there's Chris Judd there? You know, so it's a bit of a risk to take though, isn't it? Because the other veterans are looking at it going, hey, hang on a minute, to the footy club, you know, we're in the window. What are you doing? Why are we getting younger when we're already a pretty young side?
And they didn't think that they would be dealing with this now. So he does need to make a quick decision, I think, for the Lions.
Yeah.
Lachie should give one more year. So this was Rui's suggestion. He articulated it well.
He did, yep, absolutely. This is an overreaction because I'm with you, Gerard. I think at the end of the day, it's easy to say on the surface, no, you've got to hold him to his contract. But the practical reasons are more difficult behind it. You're a family man, I'm a family man, so you understand the challenges around that at home. You know, you want to support your loved ones and your wife, especially when there's children involved, and the added pressures of COVID. Now, her family's in Perth. They obviously haven't been able to travel back and forth. So I think you have to take that into consideration. Absolutely.
No one knew the world was going to be like that.
No, they didn't. And so you would think that, you know, you want to have a happy player. The most likely he can be happy and play his best football is things are happy at home. However, if you can't get a deal done, the Lions, with their great culture, Chris Fagan's relationship with Lachie Neale, they'll back themselves in that they can help turn him and he can deliver great performance for 12 more months.
Yep.
Real or overreaction, Gerard? Players don't care for loyalty anymore.
So it's an overreaction. I am a little bit half and half on this because there are a set of players who have done what they felt they needed to do, and that is breaking contracts in a way that never used to happen. This wasn't.
Is it the American influence?
I don't know. It's bolshy. Because I expect your generation, when you signed a contract, you knew, OK, so that's me locked away for the next 2 or 3 or 4 years. And now, if you do go to the club and say, I want out, in a way it does hold them hostage. So, but there's still, where I think, why I'm only half and half, the vast majority of players are still ultimately loyal in a way that doesn't happen in international competition. So we are talking a small minority here, not even a large minority of players who have broken contracts.
They have to go north of the border. Rugby league players announce they're going to play with someone else halfway through a season. Could you imagine that? No. I couldn't imagine that. If Lachie Neale walked into the boys halfway through the year and said, by the way, I'm playing for Fremantle next year. You know, so, you know, I think we're still incredibly loyal. Yeah, and we value that as a game, and I think we should be proud of that aspect of our game.
It is an old world quality that exists. 2 quick ones to finish, Brownie. Freo can win the flag with him?
They're equal 9th on percentage this year. They definitely challenge for the top 4. I don't know if they can win a flag in the next 3 or 4 years.
And then to close off?
Real or overreaction, Brisbane can't win a flag without him.
That's the overreaction from what you referenced on Couch last night. It was a great discussion. Remember what happened when Buddy left Hawthorn and Gary Ablett left Geelong and the like. They need to add pieces, the Lions, and this actually might be a way to unexpectedly be able to go and add pieces. So I'm in the over on that camp.